Hello, it's Amanda Davila, and I am here with Hannah Bushnell, and she is a work-at-home mom turned virtual assistant turned online business manager, and she's here to share a little bit about herself, her background, and her experience. So, Hannah, say hi. So, could you share a little bit about your family, your background, kind of where you came from and how you got here?
Yeah. So I have been married 6 years and with my husband for almost 11. And we have a 9-month-old. He turned 9 months yesterday. Can't believe how quickly the time goes. It's insane. And let's see, I have a couple sisters.
Can you tell us a little bit about what your work life was like before you came to the online world?
Yeah, so I have been working since I was like 15, 14. I was young when I started working, and I started out working for a couple of friends who they own their own business. They had a warehouse. They were shipping products, and I kind of started like on the lower level of things and worked my way to the upper level, putting products up on their site and things. And I finally stepped away from that job, a little bit of a leap out of my comfort zone, and I kind of did a little bit of everything. I jumped around I was working at a chiropractor's office for a while, and I worked at a dentist's office for a while, mostly admin and like reception kind of work. And when I got pregnant last year with my baby, I wanted something different. I've always really wanted to be home and not have to be away from my baby. So I started kind of looking around at what my options were. And my sister knew Amanda, you. And she kind of pointed me in that direction of like, hey, you should reach out to her and see, see if she could help you, figure out what you need to do. And I did. I reached out to you, and you helped me figure out how to do this crazy work from home life. And it's been amazing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like how much you have, like how far you've come in the last, like what, a little over a year and a half, something like that, yeah. Like is incredible. Like, oh my gosh. So, okay. So we covered like how you were introduced to the world of virtual assisting, where you came from. Are there like any specific skills that you had from your traditional career that really translated into working online?
Oh yeah, like a lot of it. A lot of the customer service, how to write an email, even just how to sort things and organize things. In this new OBM role, for sure, I like the organization and like taking a project and knowing all the pieces. Definitely something I was doing in my jobs before.
Yeah. Okay, so when you were considering working online, what fears did you have?
Oh my gosh, what fears didn't I have? Can I really do this? Let's see, how to replace my income? Like, how do I work my job and work at home to get to a point where I can let go of working my job and just work from home? That was probably my biggest one. Like, and to be honest, I ended up just kind of taking that leap. Like, we got to the point where it's like I gave my work notice. I let them know, like, hey, I started this and it's happening. And I wasn't quite where I needed to be as far as replacing my income, but I took that leap anyway, and I let go of my previous work and started the VA work from home, and it took off, man. Like you said, like it's been a wild ride just in the time that I've been doing this, like how quickly it's caught on, and I've come really far, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that's like so important. Like it can be so scary, and I know I was in the same place, and I kept my regular job for a really long time.
I remember you were still working it when I started.
Yeah, I did for a long time, and when I finally let it go, like, that's when everything started to change. So, and I know for you recently, like, I think it was a Monday, like, you told me that you wanted to start doing more project management and more, like, you wanted to look into the OBM role. You thought that's where you wanted to be. And then, like, by Thursday, you had your first OBM client. Like,
Yeah.
like you put it out into the universe and, like, it happened. Like,
Yeah.
so, I mean, that's, like, a huge life lesson, but, like, so it, like, translates into working, like, online working or any job, any career. You know, if you put it out there, like, it happens. You just have to want it enough. And what would you say, like, your biggest why? Like, what's, like when you decided to work from home, like, what was the, like, biggest why?
Oh, my baby. Definitely my baby.
Yeah.
I seriously, I swore I would never work, you know, while I was raising my kids. That's never what I wanted. And, you know, at the time I didn't even know about working from home, like the VA virtual world, like wasn't even a thought in my brain. But I wouldn't trade it for anything, because I not only do I get to be home with my baby and be here, I don't miss him crawling for the first time or walking for the first time. Oh, my mom emotions are gonna get a hold of me.
Okay.
I'm here, I'm present for that. But he also gets to see me working hard and achieving the things that I want in life, and building this dream around him. Like, it's been amazing.
I'm all goosebumps. Gosh, I'm literally covered in goosebumps. Like, just, like, your story alone was, like, enough to make me make huge changes in my business and want to share this with more people, more moms. Like, just that alone. Like, there's nothing like okay, we're both very special in lots of ways, but there's nothing special about us that, like, made us different from any other mom who wants to stay home. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, people get so caught up on, like, well, like, oh, she can do that, but I can never do that. But, like, you and I are just, like, normal people from a small town in Oregon. Like,
Yep. I don't have any crazy special background in anything specific. I have a high school, a GED, background. I don't have any kind of special certification or college degree or anything that makes me more than someone else. I just picked it up and ran with it.
Yeah, you do what you have to do. If your why is big enough, like, you make it happen.
Yeah.
My background is in nursing, so most people are like, how did you go from being a nurse to having an online business? Like, how are you good with, like, business stuff? Like, just all stuff we learned along the way and translated from our traditional jobs. And your why is big enough. Like, you figure it out. There's resources out there to help you get here. Like,
oh yeah,
like, anybody can do it. My son was born and I had to go back to work and I was miserable. So I worked really hard to get to a place where I could be home with them. And here I am. And then we moved to Maui. Here we are. And my husband's here. Like,
it's
he
crazy.
doesn't have to work outside the house either. Like,
Yeah.
It's incredible. So I really want moms to know, like, you absolutely can do it. And yes, I may only have one child, but he's 3 years of, he's a lot. He's like 5 kids in one. But somehow, like, we get it done, so yeah, I'm so passionate about this, and I'm so excited, like, just to watch your story and so many other stories of people I've worked with and other online service providers I know. Like, it's just incredible. So I think we talked about, like, why you love working from home, struggles, fears, all of that. Is there anything else that you want to share with other moms who are considering working from home?
If you are considering it, do it. Absolutely do it. I don't have any regrets. Yes, I do. My one regret, I wish I'd done it sooner. I absolutely wish I had done it sooner. And I tell everyone that I have, I was pregnant at the same time that 2 of my other friends were pregnant, and both of them went back to work. And I'm like, are you sure? You should definitely consider this whole work from home thing, because it's really awesome. Both of my sisters had babies this year, same thing. I've just been encouraging them the same thing, like, stay home. Like, you can do it. You absolutely can do it. It does not take anything special. You just figure out why, and you get down to it and you do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So at the time that we are chatting right now, so depending on when you're listening or watching, we're at a time where there's a lot of moms who are getting ready to make a big transition in their life, and it's not their choice. They, due to the pandemic and school time coming back, moms are either out of work, or they lost their jobs, or they can't go back because they don't have childcare, or they're not comfortable sending their kid back to school. Which for me, I was never planning to send my kid to school, so for me, like, nothing in that area has changed. But there's a lot of moms who now all of a sudden are like, oh my gosh, like, how am I going to make an income? And how am I going to be a homeschool mom? Like, there's a lot, like, it's scary. So there's a lot of big changes. And I think that this is just the perfect time for so many moms and families. I mean, husbands too, anyone can do it, to really look at their family and their lifestyle and figure out, like, what kind of changes they want. Like, some people don't want to work from home. That's fine. Like, but there are a lot of people who just never thought it was, a real thing or legit. But with all of the, changes in the world, I've seen a lot of businesses moving online. And besides them being new to the online world, they like a lot, so what I'm trying to say is, a lot of people think, like, well, are there enough jobs? Like, is there oversaturation? I have not seen any signs of oversaturation. I have handfuls of entrepreneur friends who are desperately looking for virtual assistants, OBMs, social media managers, graphic designers, everything.
Yeah, I'm on a couple Facebook groups for mompreneurs, and same thing. Like, I cannot believe the overwhelming amount of, I need a VA. Who would you recommend? Like, so many job opportunity posts happening.
Yeah, there's a ton. So kind of, there's definitely not an oversaturation. And with all of these new businesses coming online, because that's the only option they have, they either shut down or they transition to online, there's even more openings. And the other, I was thinking, like, when I look back at, like, the last couple years, I've never once had to advertise, like, my services. Like, I've never done advertising, like, and I always have a waiting list, like, like, besides there being plenty of opportunities, getting in and putting yourself in the right places and connecting with the right people, like, that's huge. Because, I mean, have you had to advertise at all?
No.
And you're overbooked and getting ready to let some clients go, pass them on to another virtual assistant because you're overbooked and you're changing your role. So
exactly.
And that's just me and Hannah, like, but like, everyone I know, like, nobody has to advertise. Like, you don't have to worry about, like, spending money on advertising. Most people that are service providers don't even have a website, unless they're doing something, a little different or have extra offerings. Like, they put up a Facebook business page and that's it. Like, they're good to go. Like, and most people don't even really get traffic from the Facebook business page. It's just, like, word of mouth is huge. It seems like a big, huge, like, scary world out in the online business world, but it's really not. Like, it's big, but there's not, I'm trying to think of how to say it. Like,
they're all just more of us, like, they're just like us. They, those people out there looking for this kind of thing, they were there, they were at ground zero, and they know exactly what it's like to start fresh. And yeah, I'm blown away with the community, the network of people that, how compassionate they are, and how, willing they are to train you and to work with you. And it's been incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. So this was absolutely amazing. And I know that so many people are going to benefit from listening to this and just, hearing it from someone besides me, because I'm always blabbing my mouth, about things, but to hear from, another real live person who's doing it, So yeah, I'm so grateful that you came today and shared your story and talked about your experience. And is there anywhere that people can follow you if they want to follow along your journey?
Yeah, Instagram at the Hannah Bushnell, and Facebook at the Hannah Bushnell.
Love it. Awesome. I'll make sure that is attached to this as well. But yeah, Hannah is amazing. I've worked with her in, her doing several different roles for me, and she is just phenomenal. I need like 10 of her, like we need us to clone Hannah's. If we had clone Hannah's, like that would be amazing. So yeah, if you are interested in learning more about how you can become a Hannah clone, but no, really, how you can start moving, yourself into an online role, or just to start to check it out and see what opportunities might be out there. Definitely let me know. Connect with me.
I also, on my website, if you check it out, I do an inspiration call. So if you feel like you want to just chat about what it's like and how I make it happen, like book a call. Let's talk.
Yes. And these are how you start making connections. Like people that I made connections with 2 years ago, I'm still in contact with, and we still end up referring back and forth, and like purchasing each other's different offers. Like those people that you connect with, even if they're not going to be a client right now, it doesn't mean they won't be down the road. Yeah. And even if they're your client now for one project, doesn't mean that it's the end. Like everyone's businesses change and evolve, and you just never know like what's going to come about from a simple 15-minute phone call. You just never know. And so the more people you talk to, even though it can be scary, the more people you talk to, and you really like grow your circle, the more opportunities will come. And like I said, like Hannah and I have never had to advertise, because we just make connections. And I know hundreds of entrepreneurs and service providers out there who are the exact same situation. And I'm just one person, I know one small little piece of it. So it's incredible. So anyways, definitely check out the links that I'm attaching, and reach out if you have any questions. I have to brush my teeth. And my child has to brush his teeth. In case y'all wanted to know.
Story of my life. I mean, not yet. So mine's too little, but.
All right. Thank you so much, Hannah.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.